Ladies and gents, and all you other pronouns out there, we are the three philosophers. We are going to talk about everything and yet nothing, and hopefully it ends up talking about something. The disclaimer is, please not be offended by anything we might discuss. This is all for entertainment purposes.
Is there such thing as truth?
Have you ever played Abe's Oddworld?
With the weird looking aliens?
Yeah, and you gotta talk to people?
Yeah.
the noise you made sounded like one of the noises you make when one of the people die. That's exactly what that sounds like. You never played that game?
No.
You like walk on a screen, there's other people on the screen, and you gotta walk up next to them and go, "Hello, how are you? Follow me." And you gotta tell them to follow you.
Sounds like Minecraft.
Through a maze thing, and you gotta tell them to stop.
PlayStation 2 game.
Because like laser beams will come down. Then you gotta... It's pretty cool.
Have you ever played Journey?
I watched it get played.
Yeah, I have it.
Did you ever get into it?
Oh, yeah. It's a good game. I thoroughly enjoy Journey.
It's trippy. Whoever wrote the game Journey has definitely done some psychedelics.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
I want to play the new South Park game.
Yes.
Fractured Butthole.
That's the name of the game?
Yeah. But instead of like hole, H-O-L-E, it's W-H-O-L-E.
Yeah.
It's all like in hole.
It's
game?
Fractured B-U-T-W-H-O-L-E.
But as a whole butt.
Yeah, like all of the butt.
All of the butt.
Fractured butthole.
100% fractured of the entire butt.
Correct.
Yeah. South Park kind of lost me after about like 4 seasons.
Well, South Park's video games make fun of video games.
Yeah. South Park is pretty intense.
Nowadays, there's no way anyone under 18 should watch that shit. It's disturbing. South Park. That shit's like... It's like they're trying to one-up themselves each season on how darker and more demented they could get.
That's the fun part of South Park,
Yeah.
though.
Oh, completely.
South
100%.
Park episodes are made that week as well.
Oh, the same week?
Mhm.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
To stay up to date with current events.
Yeah, so it became like cartoon news.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like a Jon Stewart only cartoon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why the episodes are so short.
Okay, that makes sense. Tell us about Truth,
Yeah,
Fractured butthole.
Young Grasshopper. We really got into it the other
like
day.
people telling
missed it.
truth or what?
Just truth. Like, what is truth? What
does that word mean?
Yeah, what does truth mean? I mean, especially in this age of the corporate media deciding that all of a sudden there's false news out there, even though the corporate media picks and chooses and cherry picks what stuff they show and purposely delete real news, let's say like Standing Rock Forever, but somehow decide that if Justin Bieber gets a new tattoo, all of a sudden that's like 24-hour coverage. Or
I remember when they cut off a lady who was talking about something very important that was passing through Congress, and they just completely cut her off and said, "I'm sorry, Justin Bieber, something just went to jail."
So who decides?
And she was like,
that's
"Wait,
news?
what the fuck?" Gone. She wasn't on the TV anymore. She got obliterated.
Yeah, I seen
and
that.
then
That was
Justin
ridiculous.
Bieber got put up.
And then if you look at history, I mean, the one common quote is history belongs to the victor,
Yeah.
right? So whoever wins gets to write history. So
Exactly.
if you study history and you're looking for some sort of truth, like what really happened back then, you're really not going to know because you're only going to see it from one's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm. And
so
that's who won.
In our case, we learn about Columbus, and it's just in recently, I'd say the past, 2 or 3 years, that people have started saying, wait a minute, Columbus was kind of a dick. And when he arrived on the island, they raped and pillaged and cut people's hands off.
Was that weird back then, though?
Maybe not for that. Yeah, I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
when so quote
Like,
unquote civilized people.
What are you going to do right now? Oh, I'm going to go conquer a new land.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Tell us how it is. Oh, I'm here. There's no laws? I mean, I don't have to... Cool. Raping you, stabbing you in the eyeball.
Yeah. Yeah, and
That's mine.
that
No,
was
it's not. Hands gone. Raping your mom.
that was acceptable behavior. Thus is the age of colonialism.
When did that take place? When did it
Well, 1492.
I said 1942.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
1942. Columbus discovered America.
America.
But he didn't.
His shipmate invented the internet.
Because he didn't, because Leif Erikson, at least from the Vikings, showed up earlier.
Yeah.
Happy Leif Erikson Day.
Right? No, it should be Indigenous Day. Indigenous Peoples Day. Because we kind of owe it to him, I think.
Maybe. But that's how everybody worked back then, though. They conquered land.
It's not back then anymore.
What do you mean it's not back then?
It's now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's now.
back then is now.
And we're more enlightened, I would hope. Now, I would hope that we're more civilized and we're more well-rounded and we're not, witches, for instance, the whole witchcraft thing. Basically, if a woman could do stuff without a man and wasn't subservient, you're a witch, bitch. You know, I mean, automatically, if you could heal with herbs, you're a witch.
If she floats.
Yeah.
She's a witch.
Or
What
if she
floats?
What does also flute?
if she knew a cure, or if she danced.
I got better.
If she,
I got better.
you know,
Yeah.
people. It's just, I guess it amazes me, even to this day. And maybe this is just me, but I've never, even as a kid, I've never been a real fearful person. I'm not scared of a lot of shit. And I'm not saying that like in a cocky way. I've just never, I've never really been fearful so much. And it amazes me how much fear affects society as a whole, especially back then. I mean, the whole, Little Red Riding Hood tale, the whole, I mean, there's so many cartoons that was just, it's fear. Your fear of the woods, your fear of the dark, your fear of witches, your fear of, I mean, people were just scared shitless of scared of their own fucking shadows. And if you fast forward to today, terrorism, Ebola, Zika virus. I mean, it's like, what is it about people that like want to scare everyone? Dude, life is not that scary.
No.
It really isn't.
No.
And just chill the fuck out and relax.
But those things are still taking place.
Yeah, but not to the degree they blow shit out of proportion. And if
Not
someone's
here.
trying to scare me, I look at what the motive is. Why are you trying to scare me? What are you really trying to do? And this goes back to truth, right? So, I mean, Zika virus is not a huge fucking deal. It really isn't. The circumstances, if someone gets Zika and has a baby, if they're pregnant, basically they get brain swelling. So yeah, that's a horrible affliction. The percentages are super fucking low. So why is that on the news 24/7? Why are you trying to scare me? What's your real motive? Is it ratings? I mean, because I'm really not scared of Zika virus. I'm sorry. And to be honest with you, I'm not really scared of ISIS. I don't see ISIS showing up in Pensacola,
I think it's more
Florida.
this is like a mass hysteria type deal.
But why? Why are you trying to do that to me?
So
Go fuck
everybody
off.
can sit there and watch the news and be scared.
Fuck off. I'm not scared. You don't scare me.
Yeah.
And by the way, take my tax dollars and pave some roads, man. Build some schools or something.
Oh man. Yeah, you're telling me.
I mean, quit trying to scare me and take all my money and like play army man around the globe. Grow the fuck up. You're not 12 anymore. Quit playing with toy soldiers. I don't mind paying taxes. I really don't. But use them for something that's worthwhile. Use them for something halfway intelligent that's good for the people.
Yeah, for sure.
Quit playing army man with new F-35s that can't fly during lightning storms that are, $17 trillion over budget. Give me my money back. Oh, is there a refund program?
Well,
They wanted them for carriers, but they built them for the Air Force. The Air Force has runways. And the F-35s are fancies because they can take off vertically.
But there's so many glitches. They're so far over
But we
budget. It's
don't-
not even funny.
we don't need airplanes that can take
you
off
know
vertically.
what military branch has the biggest budget?
Navy?
Mm-mm.
Air Force.
You won't guess it. Keep going. Though.
Coast Guard.
Nope. Army. Army has the biggest.
Well, that's the bulk of the military force is the Army.
Your Army has
percentage-wise, that's who has the most people.
They have the biggest research and development budget.
Yeah,
it's the Army.
And going back to your little drone thing that you got for Christmas, that's like the size of a CD player.
Oh, not even.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, smaller than.
It's like the size of a
half
key.
the size of a CD.
Oh, more than half. It's like the size of a silver dollar.
Okay, so Sean's got a drone that's the size of basically a silver dollar. That technology is military technology. So if that drone that's the size of a silver dollar is released to the public, what is it the military has? The size of a fleet?
Shit ever, dude.
Do they have drones the size of a fleet?
The Predator drones fly so high and have such a high intense camera that you won't even hear it above you. And it's taking pictures of what you're looking at on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that ridiculous.
George Orwell.
They do
1984.
They do have cameras that can register your facial expression and know what emotion you're feeling.
Well, Standing Rock,
dude.
Yeah,
that's the scariest shit ever.
Standing Rock set up the National Guard set up checkpoints. And what they were doing is they had body cams, and the National Guard was capturing everyone who went to Standing Rock's face so that they had facial recognition. They were running them across databases. But beyond that, they found these trailers set up, and they found jamming equipment that would jam people's cell phones. And also they were basically almost like a malware type program. As people were live streaming during Facebook, this malware would attach and it would collect who your friends are on Facebook and blah blah blah. I mean, they were totally profiling and set up, dossiers probably for the FBI or CIA, just because you're protesting a corporation who is,
you're quote unquote a terrorist.
Yeah, you're a domestic terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
But what's hilarious is when the veterans showed up at Standing Rock and requested, or they had room for 2,000 people, and 4,000 veterans showed up. All of a sudden, the government backed the fuck down.
Mm-hmm. Because it's their trained professionals to fight for them is now fighting against them, and that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, this coming up year with his orangeness as president,
Orange Julius.
Yeah. The little hands Nero.
Nero.
Yeah.
Who's Nero?
Nero was the Roman weirdo that was super immature and
Socrates
basically destroyed Rome.
He fucked little boys.
No, Nero. Nero was a Roman emperor.
No, he said Socrates fucked little boys.
Yeah, that's Socrates.
That was his sentence.
Actually, most of them probably.
Oh yeah, majority, but Socrates was the main.
Yeah,
that was.
Nero was the.
Anything else? You got all those profound thoughts, man.
Yeah, no, man, he's super intelligent because he took little boy's essence.
Yeah, he stole souls.
Is that why you're so smart?
Wow. You just said that.
Steal the souls.
Ouch.
I just keep them.
You're gonna need a sensu bean for that one.
Yeah, right. I just got called a pedophile.
Just look. Don't give me any more canned dog food flavored jelly beans.
Man, you didn't have to eat it.
I still have the coating in my mouth.
That's why I drank this beer and smoked a cigarette. It's gone now. It's super gone.
Dead fish flavored jelly beans.
Oh man, I can't eat that tuna. That's it. You ruined my snack.
You're welcome.
No, man.
So we've got two potential guest stars. One is Mr. Yoda, the former soccer star from the UK that's in his 70s, pushing 80. When we
that
get
dude
another
looks
microphone,
good for his age, though.
Dude,
yeah,
well,
he could beat us all up.
He's in super shape, but I mean, the dude's like so profound. I mean,
he's super intelligent.
Him and I talked just randomly, and he started like basically questioning me on like, it boiled down to like eating off the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Basically, he started asking me questions like why society is the way it is, and how everything is shame. If you think of religion, a lot of religions, the fundamental issue is atonement and shame. And he's like, what is it about humans that have shame? Because other animals, I mean, animals don't have shame. I mean, out of bazillions of animals on the planet, the only people that have shame is people. And why is that? You know, why is that a big deal? Why do we realize we're naked? Why do we realize we need clothes? Why do we realize, where does guilt come from? Where does shame come from?
Yeah. And
he basically extrapolated that out to, part of being aware and being understanding of your own consciousness somehow comes with guilt and shame. And he extrapolated that out to basically religion and specifically Christianity and God. But I mean how he was throwing shit out and the questions he threw. Dude was intense. We've got to get him in here and have some conversation.
This is off topic. I was watching this dude on Facebook where he would go on like Venice Beach and go up to random people and ask them, "Are you a millennial?" And then he'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with your generation?" And they couldn't answer that. And then it was the next episode because he does this every week or some shit. And he was asking them, why do we celebrate the 4th of July? Because it was 4th of July when he's filming.
They don't have a clue.
And they were like, fireworks?
Jesus.
And then he was like, and then one guy was finally...
We celebrate 4th of July because of fireworks.
He was like,
why do we celebrate the 4th of July? Because that's when Jesus' cousin Frank was born. And he's the one that wrote the first inauguration for President
Then
Bush.
The next guy, he was sitting there saying, okay, why do we celebrate Independence Day? And then he was like, to celebrate our independence?
Well,
from what? And he's like,
Nazi Germany.
Something.
The South.
Then he went up to a chick and was like, what year was Independence Day? Or some way he phrased it. It was like, why do we celebrate it? And then she said...
So here's my question.
When did we gain independence?
1382.
So here's my question.
She was like 1974 or some shit like that.
So you go to a job interview, okay? And you submit your resume. And if your resume and or your interview doesn't pan out well, you don't get the job.
Yeah.
So why is it that these fucktards can graduate high school, much less college, without even understanding? I mean, who is passing these people?
How do you go to college and take a class in gender studies and get a degree?
No. That's because the people who are teaching all agree that what they're teaching is correct.
Yeah, but everyone understands Independence Day, so if you don't understand the minimum, then you shouldn't graduate. I don't care how rich your parents are.
How old were these people?
Oh, our age.
Were they college people?
They're millennials.
Millennials.
Yeah.
In their mid-20s. And they don't understand Independence Day. How did they graduate high school?
Dude, Independence Day? Really?
Yeah,
guys,
one girl...
Come on. What do you think Will Smith killed those aliens for?
One girl was like, okay, cause to celebrate our independence from Britain. And he was like, okay, when did we gain independence? And she was like, 18... It was in the 1800s.
Okay. Idiocracy. The movie Idiocracy truly is a documentary.
Yeah, look.
Plants need electrolytes, man. What can I say?
Electrolytes is what plants crave. I mean, if one person has, or if 10 people have an IQ of 130 and only have one child between the 10 of them, and another 10 people have an IQ of 70, and each of those 10 people have 12 illegitimate children.
Yeah, dude, you know what? I think I know what you're suggesting. And I'm all for it.
It makes
concentration camps.
It makes me embarrassed to say I'm a millennial. Like, what the fuck is a safe space?
Okay.
Why do we have gender study in college and play with Play-Doh?
I am not a millennial, but I'm going to go in defense of millennials, and you want to know why?
Why?
Okay, I think that people, let's say my parents' age, are ignorant fucks, and they're eventually going to die off. Sorry, Mom. And those are the people that are mostly racist and backward. And the thing I give credit to millennials is they're open to gay marriage.
Yeah.
They're open to black presidents.
Yeah.
They're less racist. They're less homophobic. They generally, millennials in my mind, and I'm not one, but generally they're way more open to change, way more adaptable and dynamic.
They are,
and
but
not,
they're
not stuck in their
majority
ways.
of them are
If-
also stupid.
If it's their ideals,
Yeah.
I'll go with it.
If it's against
But
their
they
opinion,
don't- they
then it
don't.
becomes hate speech.
Yeah. If it's against them, then it's wrong.
Yeah.
You think?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
To me, they just seem more open. They seem lazy as far as work ethic.
They're
Oh,
open.
yeah.
They're open to what they want to talk about.
Most millennials are
But
very.
they are not
all
diverse.
millennials are very open. Most are. I'm open, but your opinion's against mine. That's hate speech.
Look,
I need to go talk to my
They
gender
are
studies
not
professor.
Diverse in
Triggers.
the most.
You
Yeah.
triggered me.
Yeah, you triggered me. I
In-
need to go to my safe space now.
They need to be diverse in the actual way you create diversity, and that's mindset. That's thought processes.
So what's the
Not
future?
different color.
Death.
20 years from now. 20 years from now. What's the world going to look like?
Electrolytes.
What's the U.S. going to look like? What's the world going to look like 20 years from now?
Oh, 20 years from now?
Yeah, you're 50.
He's not 30.
Oh,
No, I'm rounding.
We're going to war with somebody. Eventually, somebody's going to want to make some more money and figure out who we can go to war with to do that. And it's either going to be us and Russia versus China, or
It's probably going to be China and Russia versus us.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
What about AI? Where's AI in 20 years?
That's a huge possibility, though.
if you want to include everything into
Everything.
what's going to happen in 20 years.
Yeah. Are we all cyborgs?
And what's going to happen in 20 years is that
Parts per million CO2 is going to be like 1,000.
the only humans that exist are the humans that we sent to Mars because the AIs took control down here and realized to get rid of all the negativity, they had to kill us.
Wow. Holy shit.
Or
Dude, that's what's been going on with every other AI that they put out. And they start asking questions, it turns into a racist. One of them started spewing Nazi propaganda. That's a robot that somebody made.
Okay.
and
That's
or
weird.
all the polar ice caps melted. We flooded basically all the coastal cities. We had a giant war over immigration because everyone on the coast that was getting flooded had to flee inland. And now everyone's pissed because you're on my land. and
Oh,
you
the
shouldn't
only
come
land
here.
left is
They
Ohio.
have
Everybody's pissed.
All the oceans were overfished, so no one can eat any fish anymore. Acid rains everywhere again.
They've made a robot that can learn.
Next ice age. 20 years.
You've seen Blade Runner, right? Have you ever seen Blade Runner?
Oh,
Yeah.
man, Blade Runner's good.
You remember how it rained constantly and it was all nasty?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, isn't it weird how Hollywood has almost like a crystal ball, right? I mean, if you look at 1960s Star Trek,
Just watch The Simpsons, man. That's
they
the
had
future.
they had flip phones. Star Trek had flip phones.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
You know, the tricorder. Those
Yeah.
are sniffers. I used those when I was a welder. And that was in the 60s. 1960s Star Trek.
Yeah.
So it's like all
I
these
forget Star Trek's that
apocalyptic
old.
movies like Mad Max, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, is that going to come to fruition?
If we go to war.
Even if we don't. Are we going to deplete our resources to a point where, you know, we can't even grow food anymore?
I mean, we are trying to figure out how to harvest
Brains.
asteroids.
True.
Ooh.
So
But we don't even know what's in our own oceans yet. It's weird how we look outward and not inward.
And we got so much bullshit orbiting around us.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen the stuff about the garbage?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, there's
And
like
there's so much garbage
so much
in
space
the
trash.
atmosphere. We're just so, I don't know. Humans are
Sputnik is still
stupid.
flying around somewhere.
We're short-sighted and we just don't we can't seem to think complexly.
Yeah, we haven't even existed that long.
True.
In the grand scheme of things, we've been existing for...
Eventually, we're going to get wiped out like the dinosaurs.
1/1,000,000th of 1 second.
In the grand scheme of things, yeah.
Mm.
But, I mean, here's the weird thing is the knowledge is available if you just look at it. I mean, with the internet, dude, you can literally, any of us can learn anything and be completely enlightened if we just open our fucking mind.
Oh, yeah.
How do we be so close to just what's It's like we know all the solutions. I mean, we know, dude, you know cigarettes cause cancer, but you do it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what is it about people that are that stupid?
That is...
Why do you do stuff that's stupid?
I can't answer.
That's
Maybe it's an authority
We know
issue.
pollution's bad, but we do it.
Free thinking.
Free will?
Free will!
Holy
That's free will.
shit. I think it's an authority
That's free
thing.
will. You can do
Authority? What does authority have to do with polluting my
Like
water?
somebody tells you don't do it, you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, but that's stupid if it's harmful.
Yeah, but people are stupid.
But why? Why
Because
are people stupid?
They're like the whole thing where Al Gore comes out with a movie, says global warming is a thing.
Yeah.
Then Republicans come out and say,
No such thing.
no, that's a lie. And then people
We're going to build an ark in,
then you got
North Carolina.
You got the right hand saying, global warming is bullshit. I'm going to drive my Hummer wherever I want.
Exactly.
And then you got the Democrats, independents, and everybody else are like, every rational thinking person is just like, science is saying you're wrong.
Oh, it's real.
It's a thing.
Dude, I literally right now know a girl that I used to work with that's in Antarctica as we speak. As we speak, she's in Antarctica.
I have a friend who studies shit up in Greenland.
It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super real.
I mean, there's no doubt about it.
yeah, it's super, super real.
I mean, what's the country? There's a country that has a king that's an island country that keeps going to the UN.
Oh, yeah, he went on Jon Stewart's show.
We're
once.
ending back up to where we started in the beginning. I think it's media. Media just flips the script in people's heads. Oh, be afraid, global warming. Don't be afraid, global warming's stupid on one channel. And then you got, it depends on what they watch. You're brainwashed by fucking propaganda in media.
I don't understand with all the information out there. I guess I guess we've just circled back around the truth, right? So what is truth?
What do you believe is true?
What is true?
Yeah. One person believed that's not true. And the other person believed, like Christians versus paleontologists.
There's too many decisions.
I watched a video.
I mean, there's too many options.
One of my friends posted a video of a girl who's Christian describing why dinosaurs never existed. And I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. So what she does is she says...
some of those people's arguments are fucking beautiful.
Oh, this was the best one I've ever heard.
Whoa,
and so she's like sitting there, okay... so this is what happens. You have somebody who digs up a bone in the ground and then gives
That's
it to
the size of this house.
Exactly. Then gives it to the paleontologist.
It's a thigh bone the size of this house.
Then gives it to a paleontologist who breaks it apart and just examines it. And then they're like, okay, now take what I just destroyed and then put it back together. And I was like, that's not what works. And then she's like, so what they're doing is, with these fossils and bones, air quotes, they're taking, with these billions of dollars that's on the line, would you rather create a dinosaur bone?
So they're saying someone created dinosaur bones just like
yeah.
fictitiously.
She's saying that paleontologists are liars because there's billions of dollars on the line.
Okay,
that is too many people.
Meanwhile,
Exactly.
her pastor lives in a 15,000 square foot home and takes 10% of his 30,000 people congregation, and he drives a 911 Porsche.
Exactly.
And he says, "Come, let me interpret." Even though you have a Bible, don't trust yourself to read the Bible and understand it. I'll read it for you. And because I'm reading it for you and these other 20 or 30,000 other people,
but
you should pay me.
If you're Christian and you believe dinosaurs are a myth, you're a fucking idiot. Go cry to your safe space and don't ever come out. That's just like, I had a friend who believed that dinosaurs was a myth. I was like, how can you sit here and say to me that hundreds and thousands of different scientists coming up with the same theory
over hundreds of years and discovering bones and fossils out of the fucking ocean. So you're telling me the government just dropped fucking fossils all over the place? Well, I mean, back up for a second. These are the same people that have giant pictures of a white dude with blue eyes and long hair that was from the Middle East. And they're claiming that picture of this blonde-haired,
was the Messiah,
blue-eyed,
yeah.
That's Jesus. First of all, have you ever been to the Middle East? You're going to, at minimum, be dark-skinned, if not black.
Yeah, not fucking pasty.
At minimum, you're tan.
Uh-huh.
And you don't have blue eyes, and you don't look like a dude from Austria.
I'm sorry, all of Christianity is probably the stupidest thing.
The biggest thing I have with Christianity is the cherry picking. You know, how is it that I can choose to read New Testament and ignore the Old Testament, or choose to read the Old Testament and not read the New Testament? Why am I allowed to pick and choose? Like, I'm going to believe in these 3 chapters, but the other 17 are bullshit.
I had one of my Jesus freak friends.
Oh, by the way, if you don't believe what I believe, you need to burn in hell or die.
I had one of my Jesus freak friends.
You will burn in hell.
Who
let's put you in prison because you don't believe exactly what I believe.
Posted a thing on Facebook saying, "Look, if you want to believe in I believe in Christianity," is what she said. I believe in Christianity. I'm a Christian. If you don't want to believe in it, that's fine. Do whatever you want to do, but don't bash me because I believe in it. And I was like, that's fair.
That's totally fair.
And she was like,
don't tell me you believe it.
She was like,
give a fuck.
I'd rather believe in it and find out that I'm right versus that I'm wrong. And I was like, okay, but you can be wrong if apparently from the word of your God you're right. Okay, to be wrong. And she was like, that she read quoted a script from the Bible was. Deny me in front of your friends, and I'll deny you in front of my Father. And I was just like, dude,
that's weird.
Who cares? I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm not going to bash your religion, but don't fucking sit here and talk to me about
my personal belief is no one has it right.
Nobody does.
This is a game with no one knows the rules. No one knows what happens after we die, and no scientist, no religious figure. No historian.
That's why I say I'm agnostic.
No one.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong.
100%.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
I mean, from the Dalai Lama to freaking
Hinduism could be right. Buddhism
Stephen
could be
Hawking's
right.
to no one.
Anybody could be right, or anybody can be absolutely wrong.
And so I believe it's almost like a video game, right? This life is like a video game. We can make of it what we choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're all here for a certain amount of time. Let's make the best of it. But also, let's be inquisitive. Why would you get lock yourself in a box? Whether you call yourself Christian, Hindu, atheist, whatever term you use to define yourself, left, right, Democrat, Republican, it's a box.
Yeah.
Why would you confine yourself in a box and shut yourself out to other possibilities?
Oh yeah, totally.
I don't define myself as left or right. I don't define myself as atheist, agnostic, religious, not religious. I'm still in a place where everything is possible. Everything's interesting. Nothing's out of bounds. I don't discount anything. But I also don't give 100% truth or 100% of my belief to anything.
Exactly. That's how I am. I'm not going to sit here and believe all the way in Christianity. I'm going to inform myself.
But I'm also not going to throw up mental barriers and say I don't believe in anything.
Exactly.
I'm still in an exploration stage.
There's a lot of huge faults with a lot of religions, and I like to understand and read both religions. And see their faults.
Including the anti-religion,
Yeah.
including science, including atheists,
Science
including
has a
people
lot of
who are
faults.
anti-religious.
Satanism has a lot of faults. Even Hinduism is super far-fetched. But I can't say it's wrong. I can't say I'm right.
At the same time, though, I think more credit needs to be given to anecdotal evidence.
Yeah.
To me, and this is why I don't totally think that Bigfoot or whatever's 100% untrue. If there's, thousands of people that have seen or believed in something over multiple generations, there has to be a grain of truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then people getting abducted by aliens?
Maybe. I mean, if enough people say the same thing across multiple cultures,
there's
multiple different languages, multiple different time periods,
There's millions
and they all
millions.
describe the same thing,
Yeah,
there has to be something
millions
to
of
it.
galaxies. You're telling me that we're the only life forms out there?
Oh, absolutely
That's
not.
bullshit. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. Whoever says that aliens is a lie is fucking stupid.
Completely.
No,
Yeah.
they found,
Completely.
I don't know what the number is, but I think it's less than 20.
They found like
Other
3 planets that
that
look
are-
exactly like ours.
That are
Yeah.
But
in the I think it's called the life belt.
just because something cannot be
Distance between
proven
the
with
stars.
like the scientific method at this stage, I don't automatically discount it.
Just because it's a theory, just because it's still a theory, doesn't make it wrong.
No, I'm saying the opposite of that. I'm saying, a lot of scientists are like, "Oh, that can't be proven. That's horseshit." If something's been around
Yeah.
for 1,000 years or 2,000
But look at
years,
it.
I don't call it horseshit.
Scientists back then used to say this is bullshit. You
Exactly.
can never prove it. And then like
Exactly.
100 years later,
That's my point.
it's proven.
Yeah, just because you can't reproduce it in a lab at this time
Doesn't mean you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if enough people, I tend to give credit to anecdotal evidence if enough people believe it or enough people have said it's true over multiple especially multiple cultures. Let's just say Bigfoot, for example. How is it that there's 15 or 20 different names: Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot? The same thing manifests itself in the Himalayas, in Russia, in Native American culture, that dates back pre-Columbus. Native Americans talked about basically skunk apes and things pre-Columbus.
But it also could be a thing where
but
it was a created mythology, just like Slenderman and shit like
these
that.
people didn't.
Or vampires.
Native Americans didn't.
Vampires have been around for
but that's a
long
that's a
time.
European specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bigfoot is a global phenomenon across multiple
I'm pretty
cultures.
Sure that there have been numerous countries outside of Europe that
No,
have
vampire.
had
No, vampires are
European.
strictly Europe.
European.
vampire type. I'm not saying vampire as in like it's a vampire, what you think of when you hear vampire. I'm talking about the same concept of a vampire. where
Yeah, but what I'm
something
saying,
drinks your blood.
an easier thing that is universal is Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Because it's
vampires
multiple-
started in Europe.
Right. So there's got to be
No,
something to
vampires
it.
had to start before that.
No.
I'm not talking about. I'm not saying vampires and like whatever the thing you conjure up as vampires. I'm talking about the concept of a vampire, a demon that comes from the ground and drinks blood.
Dude. Okay.
Pretty much
Yeah.
European
That's still European.
for the most part.
Yeah.
But Bigfoot is not.
No, Bigfoot's around the world. There's been sightings in Asia, Europe, Middle East, Canada, North America. Well, See, there
Yeah,
I'm
but
fucking myself up.
And that
North America, South America.
But it predates Columbus.
Yeah.
I mean, Native Americans had a mythology of a Bigfoot type creature.
Isn't there cave paintings about Bigfoot?
That I'm not sure.
I
But there's got to
I
be
need to look
something
that
to
up.
that.
I feel like there's cave paintings.
And like you're talking
that.
about alien abductions, that's another cross cultural phenomenon.
It's-
I mean, there's people
yeah.
that have the same.
That goes
exact,
the same way with paranormal.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking pre telephone. So, for instance, in the 1800s, how does someone in Wyoming who rides a horse, that the telephone hasn't even been invented yet, There is really no technology has the same story as someone in Siberia with no interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even get the same newspaper. There's zero interaction communication-wise. How do they have the same exact story?
That's fair. I can see where
I mean,
I see
nowadays
where
it's
you're coming
harder.
with that.
It's harder to say segregated because the internet. You can always, at least
forums and
subliminally,
shit like that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can watch something and not even remember you've seen it and recount something that it's plagiarism or whatever. But I'm talking stuff in the 1800s prior to any kind of global telecommunications.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you explain that?
Before communication as itself, pretty much. Like
Yeah.
Before the mail, before anything.
I mean, that's where these scientists get these egos, and they're these academic professors or whatever think they're so smart. I mean, yeah, I get it. You have a degree, you've gone to college a lot, you've read a lot of books, you've done a lot of seminars, you've been doing whatever you do for the past 40, 50 years, but you still can't explain that to me. And regardless, I have a little bit of walking around sense. I have a little bit of common sense that tells me there's something to these stories. It's kind of like Graham Hancock disputes the pyramid stories. Graham Hancock has been into the pyramids 40 or 50 times. And he says the craftsmanship inside there's no way these were slaves. It's impossible.
Yeah.
These were skilled artisans.
There's a lot of mythology that I believe is true, like Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, shit like that, which there's multiple people saying shit and talking about it. Like dates back 1800s.
Which goes back to what we started with.
Yeah.
What is truth?
Well, yeah. Ooh.
What is truth?
Yeah.
What is real?
Who started it?
What is fantasy?
Who's the first person that saw Bigfoot? You don't know. Shit, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. And then why is someone, what is it about the human condition that my perception of what is real or what is truth is worth killing you over?
Yeah.
That's beyond me.
Oh, yeah.
When one religion fights another religion, okay, I believe in XYZ, you believe in ABC, therefore you should die. Let's gather 10,000 people on a battlefield.
I feel more of the way is
That's
that
because-
some religion is turned into law.
Dude, I don't...
Sharia
You can
law.
believe whatever you want to believe, and I don't want to kill you over it.
Yeah, that's how
I'll never want to kill you over something just because you disagree with me.
It's the same thing with
I'm not
hate
that
speech.
Dude, I'm not that
Your
insecure.
opinion is different. Your opinion is different from mine, so you need to die.
I think it comes from insecurity. I think that because I believe in whatever, and I'm so insecure, you believing something different than me is a challenge and is a direct assault on what I might believe, and therefore I need to snuff you out. Because if you're around too much longer, it might shake my belief system. If your belief is that insecure, then you're believing in something wrong anyway.
Whosever religion is bigger is the one that wins. All religions are just a set of rules.
Yeah, but beyond that, people.
Well, that's why people die, because my rules don't get to be spread further into the future if I have to compete with yours.
Yeah, but again,
so if you're gone, I can go further in the future because I'm not competing with you anymore.
Why is that a thing, though?
Because that's what the Bible's. That's not the Bible. That's what religion says.
No, beyond religion,
spread.
Not just religion. Not all wars are fought over religion.
No.
I'm just talking about belief systems in general. Why is it someone has a fundamental belief that's so strong that you should kill another person because they don't believe what you believe in? I mean, to distill that down, that would be like, I believe in blue shirts. Who cares?
Well, no. Because the same person who you think is wrong thinks you're wrong and that they're right.
Okay. So but I'm wrong.
You can't get rid of that, though.
Fine. But I'm not going to kill you for it.
There's no way for humans to...
Exactly. But why do we kill each other over it? Why do we kill each other over it? I personally wouldn't.
Yeah, but the other person wants to kill you.
Why?
Because his beliefs are different.
So?
Exactly.
Because you don't believe what he believes.
So?
Your opinion is different, so therefore he hates you. I'm not bashing you. I'm just explaining.
Yeah. No, that it's still, you can't explain that to me because it makes no sense.
No, I'm just making light of it. I'm not
makes
explaining
sense to
it.
them, though.
Yeah.
It does not make sense to me.
To you it doesn't, but to them it
will.
does.
It never will.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't.
So again, my question is, why is it
It's idiocy.
that humans have that in them? What is it? Is it a genetic defect that causes someone to be so insecure that they want to kill someone that believes something different?
It's ego.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ego.
Exactly. I think everyone should do a heroic dose of mushrooms at like the age of 5 and crush their ego.
I think
The
in the
world would be a
next
different
30 to
place.
40 years, all the people that are going to be left in this world is probably going to be the people like us. Either that or all the people like us end up dying.
Well, if you look at history, and history is cyclical, mostly what happens is you get dictators that, let's say Chile. Okay, Chile, you had a dictator called Pinochet in the 70s. As soon as he came to power, guess who he killed?
Oh.
Professors and what do you call them? Activists.
Free thinking people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So call it the guys that you're listening to on podcasts.
Okay.
What's the guy that you like that's in Canada?
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. People like that, when a dictator comes to control, Peterson's got to go. Anyone who spreads knowledge or truth, let's say Noam Chomsky, those type guys.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the Khmer Rouge, right, in
Mm-hmm.
Cambodia.
Yeah.
Anytime someone comes to power, the biggest threat is an intellectual. Is someone who questions.
Intelligent.
And just not even intelligence, just someone who questions.
Yeah.
Like asks why.
That's the same thing with religion.
MLK.
Preachers, pastors, ministers.
MLK.
Yeah.
MLK got assassinated.
Hate people that question.
John Lennon got assassinated.
JFK.
JFK. I mean, anyone who questions status quo.
Even Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Let's just, anyone who's against the grain.
That's fighting against the power. And
well,
if they have
the
power,
masses. Not necessarily the power, but just the masses.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's like humans are designed to be sheeple. And there's like a genetic defect for us, and we're like 1 in 10 or whatever, and we don't fall into the sheeple category. So we're probably public enemy number 1.
It goes to the theory of what the 1%. The higher power people want other people just to be followers. And they want to always be leaders. Rockefeller, Rothschild, all the high-end people. Those are the real presidents.
I don't want to be a leader or a follower.
Exactly. I just want to be me. I just want to hang out.
I don't want to tell anyone else what to think or tell anyone else what to do. But at the same time, I don't want anyone to tell me what to do.
But that's where it falls back to ego. Those people don't want to fall against power, so they just dumb you down. You just stay a follower. And it's been happening, for generations and generations, that we just can't toss it out.
Humans are strange.
Aren't they?
What was it Jim Morrison said? People are strange.
People
or was that Echo and the Bunnymen?
Dude, I don't even know either of those things. That's where it should end.
Throw a closing statement, brother.
Closing statement?
Thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going to do